Greetings! Come on in. I'm Judit, a Hungarian felt artist. I have been experimenting with felting for nearly 30 years, and what is fantastic about this is that even today I'm still amazed by this material. Simply put, the medium of felt can always draw me in. Perhaps this is why my work has been characterized by using monochrome colors over the last few years, as I have found the texture of the surface so exciting that I felt there is no need for extra colors to disturb this view. Also, I feel that even monochrome can have 1,000 shades. During the pandemic, however, possibly because of the lockdown, something changed in me, and I started to long for colors again, which used to be a strong feature of my work in the past. I think this is perhaps some kind of life affirmation on my part. I have always loved old objects, the used worn things, and to give a new life, maybe a new function to them, and therefore to effectively make them live longer. In my work, I often recycle old textiles, pieces of clothing, damaged jewelry, or items that we grew bored of, beads, buttons, and coins. I like to create order from chaos, to pay attention to fine fibers, tame them and arrange into a cohesive and pleasing unit with my hands. I like to incorporate different materials and rubbing them together give a feeling as they since ever would have belonged together. Recently, I have decided to save Nespresso coffee capsules and thereby encouraging everybody to produce less rubbish into the world. Moreover, even if we are creating garbage, try to recycle some, even just a fraction of it. We can also transform rubbish and create artistic pieces out of it. All kinds of animal hair are suitable for felting, but we can state that sheep wool is best suited for this purpose. There are also plenty of varieties of it, and fortunately there are also wool varieties that are specifically suitable for felting. If you have been working with this material for a long time, you will know which type is worth using for what purpose. Some are so rough and so prickly that they are only suitable for creating sculptures or using them for other decorative purposes. They are not suitable for human wear. However, there is also so fluffy soft wool with a thin fiber thickness that rivals silk. We can wear them boldly, they will not irritate our skin. Wool can be combined with other natural and synthetic fibers that are not capable of felting, but the wool fibers weave them through and pulls with them during shrinkage, thus creating a surface rich in texture and creases. When I cover a woolen surface with silk fibers, the fine fibers of wool weave through the silk fibers, and then when the felting process, the shrinkage begins, these silk fibers are forced to arrange into a wrinkled curly surface, since every single fiber has to find its own place during the shrinkage of the basic surface. This will give to the finished surface so beautiful crumpled elephant skin texture. In addition, the silk fibers also lend a silky shine and glow to the felt. There are many beautiful examples in nature reflect the fact that the forms of an organism do not evolve randomly. Step by step, we stumble upon magnificent repetitions, regular arrangements. There is order in nature. The elemental fibers arrange similarly during the felting process. We can also achieve beautiful textures with the use of cotton gauze thanks to its loose weaving. I find it very exciting when a particular substance transcends and loses its own ordinary nature. How can I express this to you? For example, when this fluffy soft material wool becomes either stone or metallic. These are the boundaries that I'm trying to push. For creating a metallic surface, I often use metallic silk organza fabric. This fabric contains partially real metal fibers and partially silk fibers. When incorporated into the felted surface, a spectacular metallic effect can be achieved. We can combine felt with synthetic and artificial materials too. These are usually harder to incorporate into wool. Here we have less joining points, what will result a rougher texture to the finished object. The surface will be built up from larger forms, so it will not be as densely wrinkled as when, for example, a pongee silk is incorporated. Yarn arranges similarly to silk fibers. Pure wool yarn and yarn blended with other animal hair are of course capable of felting, but the degree of their shrinkage depends on the number and the strength of their twist. The stronger the twist, the smaller the shrinkage of the yarn, so the end result is more chiseled, wavy lines. So, if yarn spun on a soft woolen base are placed as decoration, these lines are also forced into an organic arrangement, creating a wavy pattern that results in a beautiful texture. One of my innovations is the use of sequin fabric in a combination with wool. It gives an interesting texture to the felt and reflects the light next to the wool, which absorbs it. Combining these two effects, I wanted to display a play of light and shadow with my grater series, inspired by the four-sided grater found in everyone's kitchen. The basic material should be loose woven. Depending on how tight the sequins are sewn onto the base material, different textures can be achieved. If the sequins are fixed only at their edges, at one point, they will settle like fish scales during shrinkage, while the centrally fixed sequins will simply get closer to each other or overlap each other when the work is done. The same organic arrangement is typical to other non-wool fibers and fabrics that are loose woven enough to weave fine wool fibers through them. In my work, where I use silk fabric, I mostly think that at the top of the gradient made of wool fibers, I use silk pieces as a kind of filter, playing with the unfiltered, clean colors and the surfaces that are blunted by the silk pieces. This gives the graphic contrast effect. Mostan színes tintákról álmodom. Legszebb a sárga. Sok-sok levelet tintával írnék egy kisleánynak, akit szeretek. Krikszkrakszokat, japán betűket írnék, s egy kacskaringós, kedves madarat. És akarok még sok más színű tintát, bronzot, ezüstöt, zöldet, aranyat, és kellene még sok 100 és 1000, és kellene még aztán millió, tréfás lila, borszínű, néma szürke, szemérmetes, szerelmes, rikító, és kellene szomorú viola, és téglabarna, és kék is, de halvány, akár a színes kapuablak árnya augusztusi délkora kapu alján. És akarok még égő pirosat, vérszínűt, mint a mérges alkonyat, és akkor írnék, mindig írnék, kékkel hugomnak, anyámnak arannyal. Aranyimát írnék az én anyámnak, aranytüzet, aranyszót, mint a hajnal. És el nem unnám, egyre írnék egy véntoronyba, szünes, szüntelen. Oly boldog lennék, Istenem, de boldog, kiszínezném vele az életem. In fact, I fell in love with felting because in addition no need for special tools, it has no limitations other than your imagination. Besides the inexhaustible cavalcade of colors and textures, it also provides endless space for creating spatial shapes. The elementary fibers are organically connected to each other, and in capable hands we can treat them almost like clay and patch the individual elements of space together. I do not use needles and thread in my work. Each element is connected to each other by felting. When I make sculptures and sculptural heads, I often draw inspiration from nature as well as objects in my surroundings. I try to walk with my eyes open and see the beauty in everything I can. Now, let's see how to make the gate. In the world of Hungarians, the gate is more than a simple entrance. It separates not only the spaces of the real world, but it is also a gate between the real world and the hereafter. The gate or door symbolizes the passage between two states, two worlds, the known and the unknown, between light and darkness, wealth and poverty. Stepping out of the gate or stepping over the threshold in many cases is not just a physical movement, but also represents a change in quality. The gate doesn't just show us the way, but it also calls us to cross the threshold. It invites us to a journey to another world. The gate opens to a mystery. The gate is the opening that makes it possible to step in and out and the opportunity to cross from one area to another. The gate is a means of excluding and accommodating others. I wish these gates were always open. I started the work by making a huge pre-felt. I placed silk stripes of different colors next to each other, and I placed 2 layers of wool rowing on top of them, playing with the colors. These strips will give the planking of the gate, and I will fit the coffee capsules at the ends of the struts, and then after the felting is done, I will emboss them in a rivet-like way, just as we can see them on old gates. After sprinkling the surface with warm, soapy water, I press down the wool fibers thoroughly and then, after removing the net, wind it up once or twice from both longitudinal directions and roll the pre-felt like this. When the wool fibers have already nicely weaved through the silk fabric, but the structure of the wool is still loose on the back, I regard the pre-felt ready. The creased surface of the felted silk and the creases of the coffee capsules are very similar. One in small and the other in large brings the same texture, which is why I assumed that these two materials would fit and harmonize with each other very nicely. After receiving the black backpacks with the coffee capsules for recycling, I cut off the protective foil from the top of the capsule and with a teaspoon I scrape out the coffee grounds. Then I wash and clean the capsules. The coffee grounds can be used in various ways. Many plants like it, especially those that prefer acidic soils, such as hydrangeas. I wonder if I will be able to achieve the blue flowers with this dosage for the summer. I sprinkle the leftover coffee grounds in the garden, returning it to the Mother Earth. It is also well suited for cleaning drains, skin peeling, and it also absorbs unwanted smells. If you put it in your kitchen, it will absorb all nasty smells and the small grounds will clean your drains too. As you can see, I have already incorporated the capsules into quite a few rings, but in this film I'm going to use them as a decoration for a gate, and this is what I would like to show you. I gently hammer the capsules until I get a layered crease surface as a result. To ensure that they are securely fastened during felting, I also poke 4 holes on them with an awl, and through these holes I fix them into place with woolen yarn. I have chosen a fairly simple archaic gate as a base model. At the top part of all gates, there is almost always a sun motif with the seed of light situated in the middle. From this runs a central element to the bottom of the gate that can be seen to represent the trunk of the tree of life, and its branches spread from here. In some depictions, A navel motif also appears on the trunk of the Tree of Life. I will make this wall hanging with the pattern facing down, so I have to think backwards. Turning all pieces upside down, I will lay out the whole pattern again. I put the capsules also with their backside into place. I would like to highlight the struts of the gate with a cracking technique, therefore I place separating lines between them using masking tape. The cracks cut out later are also reinforced with a layer of pre-felt. The gate will have a rim that is turning back. Therefore, I will increase the shape with 2 layers of burrowing around it, and then I also lay the color gradient that will appear later under the cracks. Now I switch to using wool bats, and this is how I lay the next layers, as work is significantly faster with this material than using wool tops. This black wool will slightly weave through my 2-layer thick colorful pre-felt pattern and serve to soften the colors. The same with the green and brown layers that follow. I would like this gate to stand proud from the wall a little to make it more spatial, and this is why I give thickness with this back folded rim. I flip back the layers color by color and then complete them. Now my felt is strong enough to be rolled up from the longer sides and shrink the width, continuously moving from right to left and left to right to make sure that the rolling is even across the whole surface. The ribbed fulling wood doesn't only protect my lower arms, but also makes the felting quicker. It is time to release the round little bubble wrap templates over the capsules, open the cracks, and also cut out the round openings of the capsules. There are only the final touches left. Thank you for joining us.